Thank you very much, Mr. Treve. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. While we come first for support, I almost lost my voice, but it is coming back. I am happy to be here this morning to interact with you, members of the media, and particularly, like I've been introduced, I will be reading a statement regarding the post-election situation in Uganda. My voice is not the normal one. It is recovering from the dust and the hills and valleys of Chigezi, where we have been canvassing for support, but I hope you are able to hear what I'm saying. On a special note, I would like to thank you, members of the media, for the work well done during the general elections that are about to end, because we are done with the bigger part of the elections, remaining with the lower local governments. So far, you are doing a good job, and would like to express a word of appreciation to you, the media. Although in some few incidences, there has been cases of unprofessional conduct, but nonetheless, you've been very professional during the whole period, and you have made your contribution. Uganda is at the tail end of an election cycle, with the election of presidential, parliamentary, mayors, and LC5 chairpersons already done. And overall, the country continues to enjoy largely a peaceful exercise, and we commend the public for maintaining calm and order throughout the whole period. However, a few isolated incidents have threatened to undermine these efforts. I would like to congratulate His Excellency the President, Yoweri Museveni, for being re-elected President of Uganda, the NRM party for the resounding victory at all levels, and all the leaders who have been successfully elected. I thank all those who participated in the electoral exercise, and I also congratulate the Independent Electoral Commission for successfully conducting the exercise of elections. As you are aware, as we neared the polling dates for presidential and parliamentary elections, cases of indiscipline among some political actors began to surface. These political actors were provoking police by completely refusing to follow guidelines that were issued by the Electoral Commission. This kind of indiscipline was largely by the leadership of the National Unity Platform, one of the parties that was participating in the elections. There was always altercation with police and other security agencies whenever such a kind of incidents happened. And that notwithstanding, the elections went on smoothly as scheduled. Let me speak about the recent arrests. Some arrests have been made by security agencies, and indeed all those who were trying to cause problems are being processed through courts of laws. The arrested people are of two categories. First, there are people that wanted to cause violence simply because the candidates that they supported lost the elections. These were largely spontaneous reactions and driven by the shock of losing the elections. However, there was a second category that involved criminal gangs who were mobilized by their leaders to turn this election period as a launching time to cause civil unrest in the country. I am sure as journalists, you must have heard different terminologies during this campaign, statements like mubaisemu egali. Egali was a call to destroy or cause harm to those that did not belong to a different ideology, to those who belonged to a different ideology other than that of NUP. That terminology was largely used by members of NUP. There is video evidence which is available of leaders in various areas, including in Mukono municipality, where leaders were rallying their party supporters and teaching them tricks on how to overwhelm security forces in the event their victory is not realized through the vote. And I'm sure you as journalists, you have witnessed all this in the electoral period. The category that was plotting such a kind of violence has been arrested, and those that are on the run will be got and apprehended as the law requires. This is not strange in Uganda. You recall that in the 2021 general elections, panga-wielding thugs terrorized the Greater Masaka region, and people were killed and others maimed, and also some injured security forces, and security had to come in and neutralized their criminal intentions. I am sure we have not forgotten that there were deaths in Masaka following the last elections. And therefore, there was a need to be extra careful to ensure that such occurrences do not happen again. It was because of such a criminal plotting by some political actors that the government deployed security personnel across the country during and after elections. It is indeed the same reasons why UCC temporarily switched off the internet. Security and intelligence agencies landed on all the plans on how these criminal actors wanted to abuse social media through criminal incitement. There was a detailed plan of misinformation and disinformation to create fear and anarchy across the country. There is a tendency, mostly in developing countries, where disputes in elections slide the whole country into total anarchy. Criminal gangs tend to hide in political activism and overwhelm security to wreak havoc on masses during and after elections. As government, we are resolute not to allow criminal gangs to destabilize our country under the guise of elections. Countries like Sudan, Jamaica, Madagascar, and others have since collapsed because criminal gangs hiding in political activism overrun security and collapse it. This will not happen in Uganda, and we shall not allow it. We are firm and resolute to protect Ugandans and their properties. The role of the Uganda Police Force and sister security agencies is to ensure that both political actors and hard-working citizens enjoy their rights and freedoms. Anyone who breaches the law must be handled appropriately. Maintaining this balance is delicate but essential, especially during and after elections. It is unfortunate that some of our political actors have misled some of their supporters into such a fatal criminal actions, like the incident in Butambara, where on the 15th of January, some people died. And I do hope the court process will take due course and justice will prevail. The government strongly condemns all forms of electoral violence and lawlessness. We remain resolute in preserving law and order throughout this whole period. No group, internal or external, will derail our commitment providing security to all Ugandans. The business community, investors, and the public require a peaceful environment to thrive. Unfortunately, some organized groups in collusion with certain political actors misinterpreted police restraint as weakness and began engaging in provocative acts. The security responded, and I also want to caution that security should always respond within the law, not outside the law. Political contests do not give license to hooliganism or disorder. The government will continue enforcing public order with utmost vigilance and resolve. It has become apparent that some actors deliberately provoke the police to generate negative media publicity and lay the groundwork for defiance when they lose. Their earlier call for a protest vote is a clear indication of such intentions. The government is also aware that some political actors are collaborating with foreign agents in the hope that they can help in destabilizing the country. No one will destabilize Uganda. The future, direction, and destiny of Uganda shall continue to be determined by Ugandans themselves through constitutional and democratic processes as provided. Indeed, when you go on social media, there are lots of AI-generated videos that purport to speak for foreign countries and leaders criticizing Uganda, whereas actually it is just AI material. I just needed to caution you on that. Finally, I call upon all Ugandans to resume their work and continue to enjoy their country. Except for the few remaining lower local governments, elections are largely over: presidential, parliamentary, and local government. Those who are dissatisfied with the outcome are free to go to court if they have evidence of unfair play. Courts are ready to listen to their grievances and they will give a verdict. Ugandans do not need violence and riots. They desire to work, survive, and make progress. I say all this for God and my country.